There is a candle in every soul, some brightly burning and some dark and cold. And there is a spirit who brings a fire, ignites a candle.
I just want to say that I appreciate both of our pastors and all the things that they do for a church. And I know it's not an easy job, especially when you have your wives like me and Carol criticizing everything you do. But I really do appreciate them, and I'm grateful that we have them.
I appreciate both of our pastors and the work that they do for God and their service to the church.
Gary and Charles are good preachers. I like Gary and Charles because they're great pastors.
I appreciate my church because I feel very blessed. We have two pastors that speak ways that we can understand them, and they're there anytime we might need them.
Frustrated brother, see how he's tried to light his own candle.
I like Gary and Charles because they preach for our church.
You know, I'd like to thank Charles and Gary both for what they do here at the church. We come in, got a little different church maybe from most people. They got a different pastors, one for morning, one for night, you know, but they both do just a jam up job, and we appreciate them both so much and love both of them. They're more than just our pastors, you know, they're friends and kinfolk and everything else, you know, and words can't say how much we appreciate them and love them. So, best to you guys in October. Thank you.
I love when Charles needs a hug.
Take your candle and go light your world. Hey now, hey now, 'cause we are a family whose hearts are blazing. So let's raise our candles.
I like Gary because he has a very hairy arms and it's fun to play with. And Charles is my friend on the bus, and I can actually do an impression of him. Are you saved tonight?
I just want to say how much I appreciate Gary as our pastor and Charles as his assistant. I truly enjoy both of them, and I pray for them every day that God will give them the messages that we need to hear. And I just thank God that He has given us both of them.
We like Gary and Charles because they lead us to the Lord. I like Gary because he's fun.
Take your candle and go light your world. Hold out your candle for all to see. Take your candle.
I appreciate Gary and Charles both for preaching the gospel, because I know that that's an awesome responsibility. And I appreciate Charles because I'm just so thankful that we've had him here to fill in for Gary when he's not been able to preach, and just to be here and, you know, to preach for us. I just appreciate him so much, and I appreciate the fact that he's so faithful to drive the bus. And I know that's a hard job sometimes, and I know he works long hours, and I appreciate his humor because I think it's just good to have a laugh sometimes. And he's just kind of like family because we've just known him forever and his family, and gone to church with him for years. And I love him and Carol and their family. And I love Gary, and he's just always been there. I just know that I could call him anytime and he would be there for me. And I appreciate all he does for this church and all he's done. So many things that people don't even know that he does. And I just appreciate him and love him so much, and just pray for his health, and love him. And I pray for Sheila and Carol, and because they have a hard job too, and I love them too.
I like Gary because he baptized me. Thank you, Gary and Charles. What I like about Gary and Charles is because they're good pastors and I appreciate what they do for this church.
I've been here for a good many years, and I guess I really like it because I drive farther than most everybody else, and I've always found good fellowship, and I found that Gary and Charles are both real easy to talk to.
Take your candle and go light your world. Take your candle and go light your world. Frustrated brother, see how he's trying.
I like Charles because he preaches shorter than Gary. I'm just kidding. I love you, Gary.
I like when Papa gets loud preaching. I like Gary because he plays with my hair all the time. I like Charles because he's a safe bus driver.
Without a flame. So carry your candle and run to the darkness. Seek out the lonely, the tired and worn, and hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light your world.
I just appreciate Charles and Gary so much. What they've done for this church and how much they go through. They're just great. I mean, you couldn't ask for two better people to pastor a church. And
Whose hearts are blazing.
I couldn't ask for a better son-in-law than Gary. I mean, I know he has his ailments and sickness, but he always tries so hard to be good and great and to pastor his church. And we love him so much. Charles too.
Seek out the hopeless, deceived and poor, and hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light your world. Take your candle and go light your world.
I like to come down here to church. And I like all the people comes down here. And everybody's been real nice to me down here. Help me every way they can. Help. Ain't nobody been mean to me down here that I know of. I like all these people comes down here.
Happy Pastor's Day.
And go light your world.
I appreciate Charles for being a good preacher and a good leader. I appreciate Gary most of the time. He kind of makes me mad a lot, but I really do when it comes right down to it. He's always there for me every time anything goes on. He is there for me, and I do love him as my pastor and my family. Love both of my preachers.
Dreamed I went to heaven, and you were there with me. We walked upon the streets.
I like Gary and Charles both. I love Charles because he's been part of my life as long as I can remember. And I love Gary because he's my pastor and his whole family has become part of my family. They mean so much to me.
I like Gary because he's funny, and I like Charles because he's nice.
You may not know me now.
Thank you.
Then he said,
Gary and Charles.
you used to teach my Sunday school when I was only 8. And every week you would say a prayer before the class would start. And one day when you said that prayer, I asked Jesus in my heart. Thank you for giving to the Lord. I am alive.
I love Gary and Charles. They do a great job pastoring this church. I love to see the side of Gary that we got to see when Sheila had cancer, that we got to see a loving, tender, caring pastor of this church.
I appreciate that all of our pastors do for the community and the kids and their Wednesday night deal and just everything they do for the community in general.
I like Gary and Charles because they're both really good preachers, and I like Charles because he thinks I'm good at basketball.
I love when I go get fixed on the head.
But you gave it anyway. Jesus took the gift you gave, and that's why I'm here today. Thank you for giving to the Lord. I am a life that was changed.
Gary, Charles, I'm so glad I came out here. I have enjoyed your messages. They have made a tremendous difference in my life. Thank you.
I love you, Gary and Charles, because you're always there for us and you're honest Christian Baptist preachers.
I just want to say thank you to Gary and Charles for all that they do for our church and for all of our members. I want to say a special thanks to Gary for everything that he's done for me and my family. And we just want to say we love y'all.
I noticed on in heaven now proclaim. And I know up in heaven you're not supposed to cry, but I am almost sure there were tears in your eyes as Jesus took your hand and you stood before the Lord. He said,
well, what I appreciate most about Gary is I've just always found him to be a person that you can depend on no matter what the circumstances. He's always there for anybody and always ready to help, and I think that's one of his greatest qualities.
I like Charles and Gary because they're really good preachers.
Gary and Charles, we're very blessed to have y'all. Y'all are wonderful preachers. Thank y'all for everything you've done for me and my family. We love y'all.
We would like to say we would appreciate Gary and Charles as our pastors and all the hard work that you do. Thank you.
Thank you for giving to the Lord. I am a life that was changed.
We appreciate everything you guys do. Know that if we ever needed anything personal, we could come to you, and that you would help us all you could. And just happy Pastor Appreciation Day.
I like Gary and Charles as pastors because they're good leaders of this church.
I like Gary because he's a good preacher.
Gary ran the church.
Dreamed I went to heaven, and you were there with me. We walked upon the streets of gold.
I love Gary because he is funny and playful. And I love Charles because he is a good pastor and I appreciate what he does for me.
I just want to say that I have the utmost respect for Gary and Charles and really appreciate everything they do for our church and for our community, and I love them both.
I like Gary because he teaches us to seek God. I like Gary because he helps the drama team.
We love and appreciate you, Charles and Gary.
I'm thankful for my Papa and Charles and everything they do for our church. They're both great leaders for the Lord.
When you said that prayer, I asked Jesus in my heart. Thank you for giving to the Lord. I'm headed down this narrow road, chosen by.
What? You
Say, video, you saying something nice about Gary?
I said I like Gary.
Okay, just a second. When she points at you.
If I didn't like to come down here, I wouldn't come.
Okay, wait till
I
she
would've been
points
good
at
to
you.
me.
Okay, you ready, Rosie? Look
Ain't
at
nobody else been that good.
Rosie.
So, I go where I like to go, where the people like me, I think.
Yeah, we do.
They don't like, they're just putting on the front. So, I like to come down here. Some of them got to deny it down because I can't see good. Afraid I'll fall and hurt myself. And if I did, I'd just be there by myself. And there's the people that have to come see about me.
Well, we're glad to have you when you can come.
Yeah, everybody. Everybody's really been nice to me.
Thank you to our pastors.
Yeah, picture. I love when Gary gets what did I say?
You're one cool pastor, Gary and Charles. Y'all are two cool preachers.
I know.
I'm thankful for my Papa and Charles because they're. What did I say? Go now.
Go.
No, JK, stop. I'm nervous.
Katie, quit.
Okay. I'm thankful for my Papa and Charles. Read it. Can you edit all this? Okay, good. Okay. Don't show anybody. That's okay.
It's going on Bloopers.
No, please don't. Oh, no.
Go ahead.
Thankful.
Gary and Charles are good preachers. I'm not ready. Wait, I forgot what I said. Let me watch the videos. We like Gary and Charles because they lead us to the Lord.
Okay. One, Dose, Trace, Jesse. We appreciate you, Charles and Gary. 2, 3, hit it. We appreciate you, Charles and Gary. JD, you messed up that time. Well, I don't.
Can't do it.
Come on,
Don't get mad.
He probably won't even notice.
I won't even notice.
Take your head off. Look at me. Let me help you.
I'm thankful.
No, they'll hear you.
Okay, well, you
like
sit
this.
yourself. Ready to go.
Okay, hold on. I got nervous. I knew. Okay. Okay. You can't do it like that. Okay.
Okay, you are.
What was I gonna say? Okay, I'm ready. We're very blessed to have both of y'all, and we love y'all, and thank you for everything y'all done for my family, and that's it.
What I like about Gary and Charles is because they're good.
We appreciate Charles and Gary.
What? I don't know what we're saying. I heard Gary.
I like Gary and Charles both. Charles has been in my. See, so I'm